Ready? Hey, お願いします。はい。And down. Hey, side to side. Hey, lift the shoulders. Circles one way. Circles the other way. Go up, arms. Oh, then back. So, one side. And the other side. Crossing one side. Cross the other side. Open and close. Hey, lower your hips, thighs are up. And keep your hips down, your head up. A good posture, but your hips engaged and moving from one side to the other. Hey, the other side. Hey, both sides. Hey, up and down. Sideways. The level of the hips, the level of the knee, and the level of the ankle. Down, breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in through your nose. Out. Breathe. Up. Out. Hey, your knees on the back. Circles one way. Circles the other way. Down, up, down, down, down. Toes. Breathing in, breathing out. Again, your center, your balance, breathing in, breathing out. And one more time. Balance, breathing in, breathing out. Your hips, outside crescents. And inside crescents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Hip hinges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so just practice one basic idea that we've been doing for pretty much the whole month, which is the idea of passing your leg. The idea basically is not so much the importance of passing or not the leg, just the idea of having always your legs active, okay, making sure that your legs are mostly on hammy, except in a couple of exceptions that hopefully we'll get to see. I mean, when taking Ukemi, okay, so make sure that your legs, are always performing a yumiashi, in any direction, in order to when you are taking Ukemi, as opposed to the legs not really knowing what to do and kind of be confused with the position. So let's just do this exercise. If you go to one side of your mat, you're going to hinge, and you're going to pass. Hinge, you're going to pass. Hinging, hinging, pass. Okay, so hinging, pass, hinge, pass, hinge, pass the leg, hinge, pass the leg. Okay, so that will be something we'll do a little bit later on with another exercise. But remember, the importance is 1, pass, 2, pass, 3, pass, 4, pass. Okay. 1, 2, pass, 3, pass, 4, pass. Depending how much space you have on the mat or for your exercise, sometimes the pass will be straight. For example, Q1, I can pass my foot straight. 2, straight. Then just do it from here. 1 and pass straight. But sometimes, if we are having more space, by foot, that's why it's important to keep our joints in check with our outside crescents and inside crescents, because that checks a little bit the mobility of our hips. Okay, because sometimes if I don't have space, for example, if I get down and I take it down all the way down, I cannot pass directly here. It's more difficult to pass directly. So hence I have to open my hip, open my leg, and bicep. So that motion becomes a little bit of an inside crescent motion. Okay? But requires health of my hip in order to be able to do that. So sometimes the pass is straight, sometimes the pass is in a crescent motion. So it'll be a straight pass, crescent motion. So depending on what, but depending on how much space you have. So let's just do those 2 exercises, okay? So left foot in front, pass, crescent, straight, crescent, straight, crescent, straight, crescent, So now remember, at the moment we're just talking about the way our leg moves. Okay? These can translate to keri techniques, to strike, to kicking techniques. Now, when you do a front kick, or you do inside crescent kick. But at the moment, we're not doing kicks. We're just simply analyzing the way our leg passes. Our leg passes straight, or our leg passes by opening. Our leg passes straight, or our leg passes by opening. Okay? Again, depending your condition, you know, even if you do this, even if you have space for the leg to pass straight, for example, in that case, you may, you know, have a better condition to go here and always kind of make it into a crescent. It's completely depending on the health of your hips, your hip joints. Okay, but let's do this side now. Okay, so straight, crescent, straight, crescent, straight, crescent, straight, crescent. Okay, so just knowing that your leg can move in any of those two directions. When you're taking Ukemi, okay, depending on. But the important thing is that the legs are moving. That's important. That's important. Okay, but the legs don't just kind of chase each other. They move. Okay, so one or another. That's how we're going to practice a few more exercises with that in a little bit. So squatting, pivoting to one side. And one just knee down. Just check your position with your knee down. That opens up the hip a little bit. Okay. And back. And pivot to the other hand. At the moment, just knee down. That opens up. Okay. And get up. Okay. So next one is going to be knee down plus extension. So two different exercises. Depending on the condition of your hips, you may be able to do one more. So pivot to one side, knee down, and now you can extend, passing your knee, making sure your knee passes your toes. Okay. So. Okay. Down, pivot, knee down, and pull, extension. It's a very simple exercise that opens up the hips a little bit. So if you're not fully comfortable with coming into a deep squat and beginning from there, just try to see if you can come, you know, into a one knee strike and then just opening this hip, you know, slowly opening this hip. This is kind of a gentler version of the same idea. You're on your knee, okay, you're trying to work on this hip joint and trying to see if you can open that hip on one side. Okay, and you put your leg down, you raise your other leg, and you try to open your hip on the other side. Okay, so this is a bit more of a gentle version of the deep squat pivoting version, but the idea is the same, trying to work out the health of your hip. Okay, so your legs, side to side. And lowering one side, lowering the other side. Lowering, goes up on one side, goes up on the other side. Hands in front, try to keep your head up. Bend forward too much. On one side, head up. Other side, one more time, one side. And on the other side. Good, side to side. Your legs, down. Bring your legs deep, hands down. Walking forward, down. Walking backwards, hands up. Open to one side, Open to the other side. Hands down, looking forward. So, looking backwards. Up, side, and the other side. Forward. Up. Up. Upside. And close. Forward. And back. Three, karagao. Side. Outside. Work. Three, sit down. One leg in. And same thing. You're probably your leg first. Taking your ankle, side, taking your ankle the other side. Toes up, toes down, toes up, toes down, toes up, toes down, up, down. Rubbing your foot, tapping your foot. And bring it. Oh, the other side. In, leg. And toes. Taking one side. Taking the other side. Back. Up. Goes down. Goes up. Down. Goes up. Down. Goes up. Goes down. Rubbing. And tapping. And just leg open down. Push off. Legs in. Leg in, one out. One side. Three. Out. Other side. Three. Back stretch. legs up. Bending your knees, curving your back, sitting up. In, moving up. Again. Hey, arms, legs up. Knees down. Curving your back. Sitting up. Breathing in. Breathing out. Open your legs. Turn. Toes. 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 Oh, okay. Ushiro, Ukemi. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All the way up. 1. Remember, moving forward, so you extend a little bit more your knee, your hip flexor, etc. Careful, going down, to the side. 2, move. Down, to the side. 3, extend. Down, side, 4, extend. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Start. We're going to do Yoko Ukemi. Okay. Hopefully, you'll be paying attention to the extension and the motion of the arms that we've been doing in the last few weeks. So we're going to take our Yoko Ukemi. This hand can continue following all the way into your hips. Okay? So from that position, okay, we're going to take another Ukemi. And so just a very quick note, because I was going to make this session about Yoko Ukemi. So very important that we need to remember that we basically have 3 types of Ukemi, in our rolling form, not in our receiving with the arms form, but our rolling form. One would be basically a backwards roll, Ushiro Ukemi. Okay. Another one would be a sideways roll, Yoko Ukemi. Okay. The third one would be a Mai or Senpo Ukemi. Okay. So now, those 3 rolls, okay, they perform slightly different functions. Okay. So Yoko Ushiro Ukemi keeps you, pretty much straight and facing towards the direction of the partner. The important thing of all the Ukemis is that your head never touches the ground, number 1. Number 2, that you always breathe out at the moment of contact with the mat. So you breathe in here, you breathe out. You breathe in, you breathe in, you breathe in. It's very important to maintain your kokudosa, when you're breathing in motion, activated when you do your exercise. So after that, if you are going from your hips to your back, Yoko Ukemi basically goes around the hips. Okay? Around the hips. Okay? Around the hips. Okay? So basically, your motion is going around the hips. And if you're sitting lying down, the motion is not going backwards in this direction, it's going around, around, around. Because it goes around the hips, it not completely, but manages to somehow bypass the head, which is a very important thing, because the most dangerous thing with projections is if our head hits the ground. That's the most dangerous thing. So by going around the hip, we bypass the head. That's why, the Ukemis are good for exercise, backwards completely, but not great from a martial perspective because they expose too much. So Yoko Ukemi on one side, Yoko Ukemi on the other side. So just make sure that you understand the difference between Ushiro Ukemi, which goes completely in the direction, stay on your mat, versus Yoko Ukemi, which goes around your hips, round your hips, round your hips, round your hips. Okay? So that's from sitting down. So what we're going to do now is going to go around and stand. So now do it on this side so you can see. When you stand up, extend, and just as a gesture, keep extending, extending, extending. Lift up your hip joint, your hip flexor, touch on the opposite hip, turn around the other side, and doing the same thing. Okay, turn around the other side. Okay, so just your arm is used to extending. Okay, so your arm is used to extend. Okay, by using, remember, by our upper body supporting the motion of our lower body, our Ukemi becomes more efficient. If my upper body, my arm, doesn't really know what to do, it may be more inefficient or even hindering and moving against the harmony of my lower body. So it's not going to support it, right? So instead of extending with it and moving, I actually put it behind. It's almost like this part of my body wants to go behind and this one wants to go forward, and that's very inefficient, very out of harmony. Okay, so side to side, use your arm, extend, down, 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 arm, extend, and stand. All right. So now, from standing up, there's probably different ways to start the Ukemi. Let's start, okay, first on the most basic one, which is face side to side. Okay, you got one foot forward, okay? So this is the most basic one, just the handy top. Okay, so in hand position, you talk. Careful when you talk, okay? Don't talk with your toes, because otherwise your toes, sometimes I use to get up, to be in Kiza, things like that, but not on the way down, okay? Because on the way down, if you put your toes, if you raise your toes, and your partner is actually projecting you, then your toes make it hurt if the projection is really high on the body. So remember to don't use your toes on the way down. So you put your foot flat, find your roll, and come up with this. Put your foot flat, find your roll, and remember this hand is like it's reaching out for something. For the moment, it's very kind of. At the moment, we're going to make it very exaggerated. Okay, so the hand is really going to reach out. We have to try to help our body together. Okay, so down, move, and out. Down, move, down, move, out, down, move, down, move, down, move, down, move, out. Okay, so your toes are used very little, if possible. Your toes get used, okay? When you are going to go down, for example, it says, right, point your toes, keys out, say, when you wear up, same thing, keys out with your toes, forward, your toes. So, because from Seiza to standing up, there is no motion forward, it's kind of very vertical action. But in Ukemi, okay, that we already said, the toes are not used on the way down. On the way up, ideally, if this hand is reaching out, and if the body is moving forward, it's not moving up, it's moving forward. If the body is moving forward, the toe is not required in order to get up. Your foot moves flat. Now, if you have a knee condition, okay, you have a knee condition, doesn't allow you to move forward, then you may have to raise here, use your toes, raise your knee, and okay, that's fine if you have a condition of your knee that doesn't allow you, okay, to fully use your leg, you know, by itself going up. That's fine. If you have a knee condition, these are not good, raise your knee, then may use your toes, and then you get up, and then you move. But if you do not have that condition, try to get used to getting up with motion, not with force, okay, in that sense. I mean motion, I mean this motion. Motion forward, and getting up. I mean force, I mean going down, up, here, and then pushing up. That's force. Okay, so you know, try to move more with the motion, you know, not so much with force. All right, so most basic way of Ukemi in hand position. So next one, okay, we're going to face forward, okay, and we're going to do this. We're going to stepping in, pivot 90 degrees, ducking your leg, and take your foot. Okay, stepping forward, pivot 90 degrees, ducking your leg. Okay, so this tucking is going to require this motion. Okay, one side, go other side. Okay, so what's going to happen is we're going to step forward, I'm going to open 90 degrees, no more than 90 degrees, passing, tapping, step forward, open to 90 degrees, passing, tapping, okay, so step forward, 90 degrees, passing, tapping, step forward, 90 degrees, passing, tapping. Okay, so in this case, we're going forward. Okay, so we're not going back towards where we came from. We're kind of taking an Ukemi, that is a sideways roll, but it's propelling us forward. Okay, a couple more times and then we'll do an exercise. Okay, so stepping forward, 90 degrees, ducking, stepping forward, 90 degrees, ducking. Okay, once again, depending on the condition of your knee, okay, you may be able to step forward, fast, you may be able to tuck and find your way more or less easily with the motion, okay, or you may need to kind of break it down a little bit, stepping forward, fast, going down on your knee, tuck, and okay, so again, depending on what's the condition of your hips, the condition of your knees, make sure to adjust that accordingly. But in principle, the idea is 1, 2, 1, 2. Eventually, you can kind of smooth it out in one movement. Okay, so again, an exercise to practice Yoko. So now, depending on, for example, let's practice ski. Okay, if I do a ski, let's see which side you can see. Ski. Oh, my partner is typically on the side of my ski, right? So if I practice ski irimi nage, I ski, my partner is here. Usually, my partner takes control of my spine, of my head, and projects back. Okay, so I'm here, I ski, my partner is on the side of the ski, she takes my back, my head, same direction. Okay, ski, my partner irimi, enters inside of my ski, he or she controls my spine, my head. One more time, ski, Partner moves behind, adjust my spine, adjust my head, okay, adjust my head, and then I go back. So, most of the time, just, as a general rule, you remember this, you always have to tuck your head in the direction of the leg that is going down, okay? I said that many times. If this leg is going down, right, the left leg is going down, and you don't want to have your face completely straight, because sometimes it comes straight to the line. I always say to the kids, the nose is expensive, so you have to take that nose offline a little bit somewhere. So if you have to take your nose offline, and this leg is going down, you have two options for taking the nose offline. This side or this side. Basically, there's the only two options. You can take it up a little bit, but sometimes, especially with the Himinagis, it doesn't solve the problems because the Himinagi comes, the hand comes up and then comes down. So if you're still on the line, even if you take your head up, it doesn't quite solve the problem because the forearm of your partner is exactly coming, hopefully, through the middle of that line. So, you are here, we have this leg back, this leg forward, okay? We have to choose one side or the other side. Ideally, most of the time, you need to choose the side of the leg that is going to tuck. Why? Because if your lower body wants to go this way, and your upper body wants to go the opposite way, then the body is going to be out of harmony. The upper body wants to go this way, while the lower body wants to go this way. That's not harmonious. So you have to say, if this going this way, my face turns the same direction, and then okay? So if you are going on the other side, the leg is back, the face has to turn in the same direction of the leg, and go. Okay? So let's go back again to ski. So we do ski in here, boom, I ski. It's the basics. So basics, my partner moves behind, my partner controls my spine, controls my head. Then I typically turn my face towards the side of my partner, not away from my partner. Typically, unless my partner forces me, that's a different concept at the moment, I face towards my partner, which means this leg, the leg that entered with the ski, has to step back. Okay, step forward, this leg step back, turns. Step forward, control from the side to the side, step back. Step forward, move to the side, back. Okay, so that is typically how our basic Ukemi, Yoko Ukemi should work. Sometimes, sometimes we ski, we enter. And sometimes for either a personal reason or motion or my partner forcing it or whatever, the other foot comes forward. That is not typically something that martially should happen because this position here is a much weaker position than this position here, right? So this position, or this position, have much better structure than this position. But let's say sometimes happens, So you ski, right forward, for whatever reason the other leg feels compelled to go halfway, So when I say halfway, I mean from one hand knee to side. Then you bend, and then let's say you're going to do the same thing because your partner's on this side, tap, you step in, you attack, for whatever reason, your partner forces you, or you were going to keep going, or something, your feet go side to side, you put your center, turn towards your one side, turn towards the side of the leg that is going to tuck. Don't turn towards the opposite side. If I am going to fit side to side, at the moment you can see, if I turn towards this side, means this leg is going to turn, is going to tuck. If I tuck towards this side, the other leg is going to tuck. What we should be careful to not doing is tucking to this side and, turning to this side and tucking this leg, not that. If you turn to this side, this leg. If you turn to this side, this leg. Okay? So stepping forward, ski, feet side to side for whatever reason, not ideal, but sometimes happens. Down, okay, choose your side, choose your okay. Ski, feet side to side, down. Okay, not ideal because that position as uke is extremely unstable. And if we give that position to Nage just for free, then we're not letting Nage do their job. Nage's job is to break uke's balance. But uke can, by bad practice, okay, give his own balance to Nage by adopting these positions. We need to be careful with them. If Nage takes me to that place, if Nage compels me to move to that place, if Nage takes my center and truly brings me to that place, okay, good on you, Nage, well done. But if we do that by we as ukes setting it up, then our practice will be diminished. Why? Because in this position, if I adopt it as uke, not if Nage brings me to it, if I adopt as uke, any Nage with any level of technique, very beginners, who's someone who has literally just started today, can just simply push me to the side and I'm going to go. Okay? So it's not the most conducive experience because we're not letting Nage do their job. And their job is to find out how to break balance, how to take your center, how to work with your spine, etc. So, okay, so once again, stepping in, feet side to side for whatever reason that is not habit, okay, whatever reason that is not habit, then another center. Just choose your side and okay, forward, forward. All right. To finish up, we're going to kind of run a little bit out of time on this. But basically, we're seeing the behavior of the legs. Step forward, my partner controls. I step back, my partner is doing their job in terms of breaking my balance, and then I receive. Okay, with my legs steps back. Step forward. For whatever reason, my other leg comes with it. So feet are side to side. I take my position. I check my position. What happens if the leg steps forward? Instead of going forward and backwards, okay, or just going halfway, what happens if this one continues forward? Then what happens is we have to practice the Ukemi that we did. And then I move in that direction, not in that direction. Okay? So if I step in, boom, I ski, and now this leg, okay, this leg is not going to just go halfway, it's going to go all the way in. For whatever reason, you go all the way in. My partner is applying limini here. Ski. This leg goes not halfway, but that goes all the way in. Keep it 90 degrees. I step in. This leg is not going back now. The other leg is not only going halfway, the other leg is going all the way in. Now this leg tucks in. Ski, leg fully passes, pivots 90 degrees, thank you. Ski, fully passes, pivots 90 degrees. Okay, so that's just a little bit of a exploration on, first of all, the basic mechanics of Yoko Ukemi, how going around our hips instead of going over our head is a very, it's a bit of a safer method of receiving energy. How does that work? How can our upper body must support the work of our lower body as opposed to being idle or sometimes even counterproductive to the work of the upper body. And then a few plays with the way Yoko Ukemi can be used, depending on the position of the legs. But keep those legs alive. Keep those legs alive. Keep those legs alive. That's the most important thing. We need to try to keep those legs alive. We have to keep our legs alive. We need to have good ankle, knee, and hip health and mobility. So please do everything that you can to keep those joints functioning well. Okay, let's finish up. Hey! Hey! Thank you very much.